So guys, we are in Bogota, Colombia, and that is my view. How about it? Whew. So in this video, we're gonna be going over how we're trading SOXL and also a really great stock that I found out of looking at the companies that this microchip company invests in. So hopefully you guys enjoy. All right, we are here on our October week 3 watch list. We had Google laid out for this week as a stock that was potentially going to be trending back upwards. We saw it break above the EMA for a short period of time there, and now it's retesting. You can see it clearer if we go to the Google stock right here and we actually look at the chart. So we saw, it's been on a consistent uptrend. It's been trending above the SMA, and we just saw it trend above. It's retesting. Right now, if it continues its direction, we would be looking at a nice continuation, right, of Tesla or of Google. And then when it comes to the margin for profit, I would be trading over on GOOX. I was considering selling some puts as Google is a long-term company and I'd like to invest in it regardless. And I do invest in it. So to sell some puts, even if, like, let's say that it goes to where I want to, great, we got to make some money. And then if it doesn't, it's like, okay, either way, we're holding Google, because that's what happens when you sell a put, right? If you sell a put and it's below your strike price, or the strike price is below what you paid for it, then you're going to, by the time of expiration, then you're going to hold on to, you're going to actually repurchase the shares at the price. And Google's not a company that would be like too bad of a deal, right, if you did that, because as we saw with Google, they've been beating earnings. It's YouTube. I am very bullish on Google as a company, especially with the new AI tech that they've been developing. So awesome company. I see a lot of potential regardless. So Google is just one of those stocks, right, that we're keeping an eye on. But GOOX would be the position I'd take if I was just doing a trade, a buy and sell. Essentially, GOOX goes up by 2 times. So if we just look on what that would be on an info line, conservatively, if we didn't reach the previous high, but we were just trading a portion of it, that's a 30% difference. So 30% margin for profit, which is fairly attractive with Google. So still keeping an eye on that. This hasn't changed for this week. I'm still looking at it very closely. The one that I really added this week that I've been looking at, and as you can see, I'm down today. We had our trade on Symbotic not really play out as I anticipated. I was expecting it to bounce right here. It went down. I sold up here as it retested. I saw it get rejected. It's pushed up some, and I'm debating whether we were up 2% yesterday. So in total, we were down 3% on the position. I may or may not get back in. I just didn't really want to risk too much at the beginning of the week. I wanted to keep things. So I have a put, though, that I sold at a 28.50 price expiring on November 1st. I sold a put. So assuming that it does keep its pattern and do what I'm expecting, we could see it go up. Basically, I think my margin for profit just for doing nothing basically on that selling the put I got a small credit, a couple dollars, but it could be like an extra $80 to $100 over the next month. Just kind of a safe way to invest in the company. And I'm really bullish on Symbotic AI. They make a lot of all of the robotic inventory equipment that operates the warehouses for Walmart. So as you guys know, like when you order something on, for example, Amazon, a lot of times what happens when you order on Amazon, they have these robots that go and find your different inventory, pick it out, and then package it for it. They don't even have humans really do that too much, and it packages it and sends it to you all on automation. And they use AI definitely with AWS and the infrastructure they've built out there. But yeah, Symbotic is an infrastructure. It's an AI robotics company, works with Walmart. And as Walmart expands into more e-commerce potentially here in the future. That's their plan, and also just using AI to have inventory tracked, as well as robotics. Symbotic is a company that's partnered with them, so I'm really fairly bullish on the company in the long term. They've really pushed up. They pushed up to about $70 earlier this year, and then now they bounced down to about $17. Now they're at $29, and not to get too complicated, but if we look on the where we could see it potentially get back to here, right here, and we look on the Fibonacci buy is right around here, right? So we'll see. I bought a little bit above it, and as it sold off, that's why I made the decision to sell, because I wasn't 100% confident in the investment as a short term, but that's why I got my puts. So anyway, I'll keep you guys updated, kind of testing that one out. But this is the company that I actually wanted to get into today, which is Skyworks. So Skyworks is essentially Skyworks is a company that I found based on SOXL. So SOXL is semiconductor bull, and you can actually look at this index fund, and you can see all of their daily fund holdings. So you're going to see companies here like Broadcom, which supplies the microchips for Meta and Google. You're going to see companies like Nvidia, Microchip Technology, Micron Technology. They definitely got On Semiconductor, Qualcomm, Taiwan Semiconductor. And of course, in that, we're going to be looking at these companies. We're going to see, at least that's how I look at it. If you're invested in an index fund, yeah, you could set it and forget it. But also, it's like, why not go look at the individual companies that make up the fund, and maybe you can identify unique opportunities that they're anticipating as well. And so that's exactly what I did. So I went over. That's how I found Taiwan Semiconductor under $100 earlier this year, actually. So I went and I found Skyworks here, Skyworks Solutions. Read up on the company a lot. I was quite impressed with what they do. Essentially, they're what is the RFID chips for 5G. You have aerospace and defense. You got consumer, industrial markets, Internet of Things, right? Automotive data centers. There's a lot of projects that are happening, and they supply a lot for new tech sectors that are emerging, and it's quite an interesting company. Also read up on some bullish takes from, you got to take with a grain of salt, some speculators like Jim Cramer. But at the end of the day, what I wanted to show you guys was kind of this consistent pattern that we've seen with Skyworks. I don't know if you guys see this here, really for the whole year, dating back, if we're just on the 1 year, this consistent pattern of up and down. I mean, if we look on the MACD, it's fairly consistent what we've seen. It's quite consistent here if we even bring in some of the indicators that I put in here earlier, and I'll take out the Fibonacci so that we aren't confusing ourselves. Essentially, I see this nice level here, and I see that it could continue up. And right now, it looks like we're seeing a reversal on the MACD. I mean, it's already crossed over. The RSI is in that kind of lower threshold, and it's not at 30. It's at around 40. You can see the RSI here. You can actually see what part of the RSI, and it's 30 on the low to 70, and right now we're at 44, give or take, or 40. So, we're on the low right now, which is good indication there. We're also seeing it's retesting. Let's look on the 1 year just so you can really see on the moving average. It got rejected here and it pushed back down. and now we're kind of retesting this level of support. But I'm actually keeping a very close eye on this one. I think that if we look on, especially here on the 1 day, if I switch up to intervals, just, and again, after doing some fundamentals, this is kind of what we're seeing. But if we look on the 1 day here, it sold off aggressively at the beginning of the day, and now it's pushed back. It pushed back up. The trend here on the past 3 days is looking bearish. And if we charted it up on the short term, that's how it would look. But we're at this level where it's previously reversed. And so I don't know that we're seeing full divergence. It's pretty much just, it started uptrending from here. And we didn't see any divergence really happening. But on a technical side note, I would say that it's one I'm keeping a very close eye on, and I'm going to do some more research on what is the main reason for why it is here in this fund. This is a fund made up of some of the best companies. You also have it, they're over in the government money market fund here as well. You might wonder, if you're looking here, like, what is the holding right here? The Dreyfus Government Cash Man, INS, Securities Cash Management. That's actually government backed. And I'd like to learn some more. I'm going to learn more about kind of the reasons why they have it in the fund. I'd also like to learn some more fundamentally. But from what I've learned so far and from what we see on the chart, it seems like, if we just look on the 1 year once again, it looks like it's about to continue its direction. And even if we kind of remove all the indicators here and we remove all of the drawings, it has this pattern, right, where you can see and identify a level of resistance here. We can identify really a level of support. So keeping a close eye on Skyworks, SWKS. The other one that I actually traded today, I bought and sold Rocket Lab on the 1 day today. It was a quick trade, and it was very volatile today. We saw it, and I ended up making about $120. And the way that I did it is, see, the market opened right here. I saw it push up right here just after market open. After it sold off right here around 9 o'clock, I was eyeing it. I purchased at 11:12. Let me just double check on my orders here. 11:12, and I sold at 11:26. So I rode from 11:12 here. Let me just show you guys what I did so you know that I'm not crazy. From here to 11:26. Really a small portion. I mean, it was just 1.5%. I got out because I see that there is a level of resistance right here, and that's why I sold. And there's no reason for me to say, oh well, it could have gone up a lot more. This is also a stock that we've seen go up by 100% over the past few months. If we look on the 3 month, this stock is absolutely soaring. And I have a friend who works at Rocket Lab, and he and I have been investing it on and off. I know he's still holding it, and it's a company that, I mean, if you just look on this 1 year, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Or this is the 3 month, right? The year to date. That's how we look. We're bottomed out around 340. We've seen it go up, so it's not like, I'm in this tiny little trade up here. I got to capitalize on some of this run earlier in the year. I ended up selling to get into a nice Tesla trade. Again, you can't win them all, but we're up on the year. Like, so I'm grateful for where we are in the portfolio regardless. But yeah, I mean, if you look on the low, we're over 200% on Rocket Lab. Why is that up so much? Well, Peter Beck and Rocket Lab are doing some amazing things. They just recently secured a massive contract with NASA. Again, they're launching rockets into space. They have their Neutron, I believe it's called, and they also have a number of innovations that are taking place in the development of their rocket technology that is just going to overall increase the value of their company. Right, they're on the forefront of the human race in expanding our human race into space. So absolutely an interesting stock. I'm going to keep you guys updated. So yeah, from what we went over on Monday, Hood right here, again, still retesting, got pushed out. We went over on Monday, said that we'd probably see Robinhood sell off this week. I'll keep you guys updated. It hasn't moved too much. It's just Tuesday. It did get rejected today. It's kind of testing that resistance. Google, again, retesting. We had gone over Spotify stock, and my thesis on Monday is that we were going to see Spotify stock sell off, but it could continue up here and before selling off. Spotify stock on the year is up massive, and I think it's very much overbought, especially if we pull up the MACD. I mean, look at that. We're way overbought on the MACD, and the RSI is looking overbought as well. It's overextended. So we'll see if it does do this move that I'm anticipating. I would imagine it's going to sell. I'm actually considering potentially buying some puts on this. So we'll see. But yeah, we added this one. We got Symbiotic that we traded. I'm really keeping a close eye on this one. It's such an interesting stock to be looking at right now. And then we got TSL, Tesla. Tesla is still consolidating. It's really exactly where it was at the start of Monday because it pushed up some. Still a little bit oversold maybe on the RSI, not too much. It's consolidating on the MACD. But I think that Tesla is looking like a good deal. It's looking like a good deal. It's sold off quite a bit right here, and we've seen it consolidate the past week. So gonna keep a close eye on TSLL. As I mentioned, guys, I want to see a little more confirmation, maybe a break above right here. It's not that we could also just buy because it's fundamentally a good company, right? So that's one thing as well. But this is a trading setup. This TSLL, it's 2x leveraged. This is not just a 15% margin, it's a 35% margin for profit. It's a fairly risky trade. It's one I would want more confirmation and start to see it push up. So that's where we're at with TSLL. So keep you guys updated. Those are all the stocks we talked about on Monday and the ones we're monitoring today. And I think right now we're down about 3%, 2 to 3% on the week. Keep you guys updated on what we were able to do. Was able to recover some today with Rocket Lab, little buy and sell. But I'll keep you guys updated on the portfolio tomorrow, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, and you'd like to watch me trade live, and you also like to learn some of the fundamentals and the basics, mastering the basics of investing and trading. Primarily trading is what we're doing here, but we also have some investing long-term holds in the Schwab portfolio and what I talk about here on the channel. If you'd like to learn them all, it's in StockMate. It's the second link in the description for those of you guys that would like to work with me on a closer basis. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.